In 2008, Warren Buffett made a bet. He challenged the best hedge fund managers on Wall Street, the people paid millions to pick winning stocks, to a 10-year competition. His weapon? A simple index fund that requires no expertise to buy. 10 years later, Buffett's fund returned 125%. The Wall Street professionals? Just 36%. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what that fund was and why it might be the most powerful investment tool a beginner can use. Before we talk about index funds, we need to understand what an index actually is. Think of an index like a leaderboard. It tracks a group of companies and measures how they're doing overall. The most famous one is the S&P 500, which tracks the 500 biggest companies in America. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, all in one list. Now, an index itself isn't something you can invest in directly. It's just a scoreboard. But an index fund is a product built to copy that scoreboard exactly. If the S&P 500 goes up 10%, your index fund goes up too. If it drops, you drop with it. You own a tiny piece of all 500 companies automatically. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Imagine a fruit basket with 500 different fruits inside. Each fruit represents one company. When you buy an index fund, you're buying the whole basket in one go. If one fruit goes bad, say one company crashes, it barely affects you because you still have 499 others. That's diversification. And that's one reason index funds are so powerful for beginners. Here's what makes them even better. Traditional mutual funds have a team of analysts, expensive professionals, actively picking stocks every day. Those fees get passed on to you, often around 1 to 2% per year. Index funds, no analysts, no stock picking, no guessing. They just follow the index automatically. That means fees can be as low as 0.03%. On a $100,000 portfolio, that's about $30 a year versus $1,000 to $2,000 in a higher fee fund. Over decades, that difference becomes massive. That's why low fees matter so much. Now, not all index funds are the same. There are a few main types, and each one serves a different purpose. First, S&P 500 index funds. These track the 500 biggest U.S. companies. This is the most popular and most beginner-friendly option. The most popular ones are VOO from Vanguard and SPY from State Street. Instead of trying to guess which company will win, you just own all the biggest ones automatically. Second, total market index funds. These go beyond the top 500 and track the entire U.S. stock market. Thousands of companies. That gives you even more diversification and exposure to smaller companies, too. VTI from Vanguard is the most popular. It holds over 3,600 companies in one fund. Third, international index funds. These track companies outside the United States, Europe, Asia, and emerging markets. This helps you diversify beyond just one country. VXUS from Vanguard covers over 8,000 companies across 47 countries in a single fund. And the fourth type is one most beginners completely ignore, but it could actually be the most important one as you get older. Fourth, bond index funds. These don't track stocks. They track bonds, which are basically loans to governments or companies. They're usually lower risk and lower return, and people often use them to balance out their portfolio as they get older. BND from Vanguard is the most popular bond index fund, holding over 10,000 bonds in one place. A common rule of thumb: the older you get, the more you shift toward bonds to protect what you've built. Now here's the part that surprises most people. According to S&P's own long-term data, over 90% of actively managed funds fail to beat a simple S&P 500 index fund over 15 years. 9 out of 10 professional stock pickers, with entire teams, research budgets, and expensive tools, still can't beat a fund that just follows a list automatically. That was the power behind Buffett's bet. A simple, low-cost index fund beat the professionals because it avoided high fees and didn't try to outsmart the market. It just stayed consistent. So who are index funds for? Honestly, almost everyone. If you're a beginner, if you don't have time to research individual stocks, or if you just want to build wealth slowly and steadily without stress, Index funds are a great place to start. So to recap, an index is a scoreboard. An index fund is a product that copies that scoreboard automatically. You get instant diversification, very low fees, and a simple way to invest without having to guess which company will win. If you found this useful, subscribe and hit the bell. I post one investing video every week, built for people who are just getting started. Stay with Dave. The money map isn't finished yet.